As I've said in many videos, the deposition is by far the most important discovery tool we have. The question I have for everyone is, then why are we prepping our clients the day before the deposition or an hour before the deposition? Do we really think that's enough? Can we really talk to our client, prepare them for what's going to happen, especially them reliving maybe one of the hardest things that's ever happened to them, all in an hour? My name's Saul Gruber, and at Gruber Trial Consulting, we help clients all over the country handle their cases and give them advice on different things they can do for litigation. One thing we're absolutely short of, if the deposition goes bad of the plaintiff, it's rare that the trial goes well. We recently did a podcast on this issue, and our podcast is The Jury Thinks What on Lawyer Minds broadcast. It's available everywhere. But we had two guests, Alicia Hawk and Leah Barron from Brown and Barron, both in Maryland, and they had a really interesting way of preparing their clients. And I wanted to take the time to also put this in one of our trial tips. I think it's that important. They have three different preps with the client. The first, a few weeks before the deposition, is at your client's house. That is the chance that you can sit with the client and find their story with them, whether it be by looking at pictures in the house, looking at the state of the house, looking at everything that's there, and finding out how the accident has really impacted them. Not they can't dance anymore, they can't bowl anymore, but truly impacted them. And both Alicia and Leah told us that what they normally do there is just talk to them, find out about them more than they did when they first wrote the case up, and spend some time with them. These are things that cannot be done by a paralegal. They cannot be done by an assistant. They have to be done by the lawyer. And it's that essential. That's the first one. Maybe a week or so later, if not before then, they have the second prep in their office. And that is the time where they go over the facts of the case with the person. Give them homework about making lists of how they can't do, what they can't do anymore, how their life has truly been impacted, and prep them for what it's like to sit in a lawyer's office and get a deposition taken. That's the time you let them know they're going to be asked a lot of questions that they probably will think is irrelevant, but they have to answer anyway. And let's face it, that's the time when we tell our client about being nice. That if one of us has to be considered to be an ass, it's going to be the lawyer and not the client. And you give them homework to think about their life and how they've been impacted. Then the third meeting is when you do the mock deposition, the real prep, if you will, asking questions, probing, taking their answers and asking more questions about it. Don't take things for granted. And you get them to the point where your prep is harder than the deposition itself. If you do those three things, more often than not, your client is going to be prepared perfectly for the deposition, and he or she is going to do really well. So remember, three things. First, meeting in the office. Second, go over the logistics of a deposition. The first is a meeting in their house. The second is go over the logistics of the deposition in your office. The third is do a mock deposition in your office. Do those three things and you're in pretty good shape with your plaintiff. If you like what you're hearing and enjoy our trial tips, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can be alerted whenever a new trial tip comes out. Also, look for us on where you get all your podcasts for the trial, for the Jury Thinks What, and we also have our Nursing Home Minute that comes out every other week. And if you need anything, please call us. We're here to help. Thanks.